Alright guys, this is Adrenaline Rush Outdoors. Today I'm going to do a video about late season shooting lanes and trail camera tips for getting more pictures and not spooking any deer and stuff. So I'm just down here right now by the double metal ladder stand. I'm going to cut a big shooting lane right down through here, down through all that thick stuff. I just want to kind of give you some tips on shooting lanes, even though there's not really too many tips. I just kind of want to help you if you need any guidance. So, okay, well, hopefully I'll have a before and after right here. I'll have a good lane down through there because all the deer come up through that way. So, yeah, I'll give you some tips along the way. Alright, so just a little tip here about cutting. When you cut all these saplings down, like what I did right here, I cut a bunch down. And there's a pretty good deer trail right down through here. It stands right there. And my lane's just going to be right through here. And when I cut down all these saplings, I kind of just want to put them in like a pile where there isn't a deer trail and where a deer isn't really going to notice it. So I mean, if I put a pile right there on a trail, that would be not smart, obviously. So I'm going to put a pile like right here by this log where a deer won't suspect it. Another tip is you always want to cut your shooting lanes in late season, like February, March, January. Whenever you have time, just get out on a Saturday like I am right now and just cut them, because the deer won't suspect it for next archery season. So that's a couple tips for you. Alright, so I'm probably about 70 yards down in here. I've cleared a pretty good lane right to here right now. As you can see, there's quite a bit that I need to clear out here, but another tip that you need to know is anything that's like only this high right here, that's just on the floor, you don't really need to cut it, because if you're in a ladder stand like that, you can shoot through one of those. I mean, it's one thing about one of these right here, which is what I just cut down, but you just don't really want to clear cut the whole freaking forest, because then the deer will notice it. So just kind of make a selective cut of it, and then you'll be fine. Okay guys, so I'm just back at my corn pile here in February. I'm going to give you a few tips on trail camera setups in late season and what works best for me and what works best for deer, obviously. So this is my trail camera I got set up right here. Let's see how many we got on it. It's only been out for like 2 days. It's been really warm here in February, so I don't really think there'll be too many. There's only 9. That's not that good at all, really, but it's only been out for 2 days. So, alright, so a few tips on trail cameras. One thing that I always like to do is hang them about chest high. And that's just like, just right here. I just like to put my chest right up against a tree and put my trail camera up against it and just make sure it's lined up. Put it chest high because they're always better having them high, because the camera angle usually goes down a little bit, so you'll capture more of everything. Okay, so the next tip I want to say is after you get your trail cam set up about chest high, you know, then you put your card in it, and I like to just stand like probably about where the deer are going to be, which is right here. That's why I have the corn in this line right here. I like to make sure it's definitely pointing right like in the middle of where I want to have the deer at, because if you're in the middle right here and it's pointing straight at your face, then it's going to capture everything like 10 yards to the right and 10 yards to the left. So you'll get everything that's in the view. Okay, another thing I want to say is when you're going to check your trail cameras, just act like it's like hunting. You gotta have scent control. You gotta come in quietly, which is what I haven't done here because I'm trying to make a video. I mean, you gotta do everything that you do when you go out to hunt, when you go to check your trail camera, so the deer don't know you're coming in. So I mean, scent control, you can spray the camera, spray your hands, wear rubber boots, just whatever you need to do. The deer will feel more comfortable here, and because if you don't use scent control, then they might not come back. So, and you can see here, I think we got some good trails coming in here. They're being pretty ripped up pretty good, so I think I've been doing a pretty good job with it. Alright, the last tip I want to give you guys is when it's late season like this, I usually like to check my trail cameras. I have 3 out right now. I usually like to check them a week at a time. So I check this one on today's Saturday, so I'm going to leave it till next Saturday so I don't come back here anytime through the week. I don't disturb it at all. I just come back here for 10 minutes on Saturdays and just check it and get out of here. So I just don't want to bump anything that's being in here, because the deer will feel more safe and everything. That's just like if you're down in a hollow somewhere and you're on a trail that's like from traveling, like bedding to feeding. You got to get in there at a time of the day where they're not coming to bed or coming to feed. You got to get in there like noon, 2 o'clock, when they're not moving. So just make sure that you go in at good times of the day, scent control, hang your cameras high. You're on the road to success. Later.